Ayo, what's up? Okay, so I just wanted to make a little guide now, this late into the beta build, because recently we just got a change. They buffed all of our damage by 5%, so this tells me that Blizzard thinks that survival, the way that it works right now, is like fine, and they're not gonna do any super weird or wacky changes or anything like that. So while this still is the beta, and everything can change. I mean, I don't think they're gonna like completely rework survival. So I'm just gonna make the guide like right now. Quickly, want to start off by telling you like how many games I've been playing. So I have like 340 games, and then on another character I have like 100. So that's like maybe like 500 beta games. And then on pre-patch I have like upwards of like 500 as well. So like let's say just grand total like 1,000 games of shuffle during this pre-patch, which is a lot, but I just want to get like a clear view of like how you're supposed to play the game and whatever. So like I feel like I got like the general vibe down. One thing to note as well, one thing that I'm very aware of is the fact that the way that the shuffle plays out is very different from how it's going to play out in 2s and 3s. I am aware, just want to put that on the table so people know. So the build that I would recommend for the most part will look something like this. You know, you want to take a concussive shot. Having a range slow is going to be super useful in like every single scenario. You know, you can slow the healer, you can slow the DPS on the enemy team to like try to kite, stuff like that, with you having, you know, without you having to go into melee range. One thing as well is that doesn't cost any focus, because wing clip costs 20, concussive shot is free. So even if you're in like a, you know, melee range, it's still good to have. The one thing to keep in mind though is that wing clip lasts 8 seconds and concussive is 6 seconds, so it's technically 2 seconds shorter, but I feel like all of the upsides, it's definitely worth it. And then you obviously want to take up kill shot. Here Trailblazer is a fine talent, but I think I'll go over it later. So for now, basically you're gonna take post haste. This is just a mandatory talent. You kind of need it always 2 points. There is no argument for it. And then improve kill shot. This is kind of the same thing, where you can only use kill shot while you have coordinated assault active. So it seems pretty decent, but then you have to consider the fact that like you have to get lucky to even get some value out of it. But it's definitely not like a bad passive. Like you can play it for sure. Then we have improved Mend Pet. Now, this is actually really strong into a lot of classes. Things like Demon Hunters, Unholy DKs, Feral Druid, maybe other Survival Hunters. Basically anything that will just cleave on your pet passively, or maybe they want to like actively, you know, cleave on your pet. There's just like, it does so much healing. And also the magic effect can be really good into classes like a mage, for example. If they Ring of Frost your pet, or something like that, you know, you can just cleanse your pet out of it, and then you can still use Roar of Sacrifice, something like that. One thing to keep in mind though is the fact that this talent is literally unpickable into things like Elemental Shaman, Athlete's Warlock, and Shadow Priest. Now the reason why is because you get the spell protection, so you get horrified randomly into SP. You'll get knocked up randomly from Elemental Shamans, and then Affliction Warlocks are just gonna do like 40% of your HP with the Unstable Affliction. And also you get Silence, which can be kind of annoying, because when you're silenced as a hunter, you can't use like flanking strikes or intimidation or stuff like that. Like Mend Pet is just like very annoying. So I wouldn't recommend it into those 3 classes. Everything else, it's pretty good. Kick, this is just required, you need to have a kick. Natural mending as well is actually pretty decent, so I can go over this a bit later, but basically I would say on average you get around like 20 seconds off acceleration per point spent, depending on how much uptime you have. That's like the average kind of number that I got. So with 1 point it's, you know, down to 1 minute 20, I mean 1 minute 40, and then 2 points is gonna be like 1 minute 20. That's kind of like how I would view it a little bit. Tower Trap here, pretty self-explanatory, must have talent. Misdirection as well. is going to be played if you want to use Interlope. So one thing about Interlope is that it's actually really, really strong into, I wouldn't say the majority of matchups, but I would recommend it into matchups where you won't get value out of other talents. So a matchup that I can say it would be okay is if you can drop Survival Tactics or maybe War of Sacrifice for Interlope. Because okay, so how it works is that you put, I can actually show you. So you put, actually I can't show you because lol. But basically, you put Interlope on either yourself or your teammate. And then if your pet is within 10 yards of whoever you have pressed Interlope on, they will now reflect all of the spells that would go on you to your pet. So into like a hunter team, you can maybe interlope your healer and then send your pet next to the healer, and then even if they trap your healer, since they have interlope, it will now get redirected to the hunter pet. Or I guess like an easier example would be, let's say there's like a warlock casting fear on you. You could just press interlope and you're standing next to your pet. Now the fear will go on your pet instead. So that's kind of cool. It's very cool. Can be very awkward to use though, since it requires a PvP talent and a regular talent. So I wouldn't recommend it in like every matchup, but it's definitely something that I'm gonna play around with, since this was a BM Hunter talent for such a long time. I feel like I haven't really thought about all the use cases for it, but I know that it's definitely really strong. That's for sure. So I gotta think about that one a little bit more, but I know that it's really, really strong. And then you have your wall. So pretty good wall. It says 20 by default, but I just have some talents already pre-picked to make it. It's 20 seconds, 3 minutes CD, or 20%. And you know, it's a wall. Pick it up, pretty good. One thing as well, you can't use it while you're CC'd. You could before, but now you can't. So now you have 1 point left. Now with this, you can kind of just throw it everywhere. It doesn't really matter too much. I would say usually it's either between Natural Mending or Wilderness Medicine. But this can vary on the game and whatever you're facing. But for now, I'm just going to put 1 point in Natural Mending to go down further in the tree. Then you have Trank Shot, it's just your Purge. Now, this is one of the strongest things in the entire game. The way that it works, your Tar Trap, the application of Tar Trap, so it's not like if they walk into it later, they won't get rooted. It's only the application of the Tar Trap that will root everyone inside. So it's a 4-second root, not on root DR, and it doesn't even DR with itself. So that means that you could just root whoever you want, and there is no consequence, because there is no root DR. And I mean, the damage on breaking, it's kind of the same as Steel Trap and entangling roots. Just basically like any root in the game, it's like 10% of your HP or whatever. So this is one of the strongest. It's like so unbelievably good, this talent, just so you guys know. Improved traps. Now I think this is insanely broken, and I would recommend 2 points always. There are some people that have been telling me that they only want to go 1 point to advance further down, but I think that's really bad. In my opinion, I feel like 2 points here is so unbelievably good, you must like always do it forever. Otherwise you're gonna be really, really sad. There's just so many cases where getting that freezing trap off, or tar trap, or steel trap off 5 seconds earlier, you know, that will make or break the game. Meanwhile, the things that you can take instead, I don't necessarily think that that's gonna make or break the game, so I would always recommend 2 points in improved traps. And then here you don't really have a choice. I've seen people play this, but I really don't understand it. It is so awful. So a 20% damage reduction is like nothing. Like, it really isn't. A 20% damage reduction that lasts for 8 seconds, that doesn't really do anything. It doesn't actually matter the fact that you get the CDR, because the CDR isn't even worth it. It's 30 seconds only. It's so bad. Please, for the love of God, don't pick this one. Just make it 40. And it's literally twice as good. Meanwhile, this doesn't even make it twice as good. It makes it like... maybe like a 10% increase. Like it's so bad. Just take this. Thank you. Then we have Born to be Wild. Now, for a shuffle game, it's really bad. But if you're playing real 2v2 or 3v3, I think it's really, really good because it allows you to go into Sentinel Owl. I can talk a bit how about that works a bit later, but just so you know, I would recommend 2 points right now. Also, I'm making a build for like 3s and 2s right now. This is not for shuffle. I can show a shuffle page a bit later. And then we have Scare Beast. You know, the one thing is that if you want to go for the Sentinel build, it can be very awkward to pick Scare Beast here. But it's not a bad talent, but I would recommend this mostly for like shuffle games, where you don't pick Born to be Wild and Sentinel, so you basically have 3 points for free that you can kind of do whatever you want with. Other than that, I feel like it's kind of hard to squeeze in Scare Beast. 10 focus isn't really gonna make a difference. You have so much focus regen anyway, this shouldn't really be like an issue at all, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend this anyway. You kind of pseudo get 10 focus anyway whenever you press Trank Shot, because it's a global that doesn't cost any focus. So I feel like it's not really necessary, but yeah. Here you kind of just have Intimidation. Now Knock Trap is playable in some cases. Maybe you're playing with something like a sub-rogue on your team in a shuffle game, and he always wants to stun the healer. Or something like that. Or maybe you are against, like let's say you have like a sub-rogue on your team, and then you're against something like an Asa rogue. Now an Asa rogue gets really destroyed if they kidney shot your teammate, and then you can knock trap them into a harpoon. Because now they can't do all of their damage, right? Because they're knocked away and they're rooted, so it's really good as like a peel thing. Or maybe like a map dependent thing. Like let's say you are playing on Blade's Edge and there are some casters on the enemy team. You know, you can maybe knock the healer into like a harpoon, into a steel trap, into maybe a tar trap route, something like that. Basically, it just gives you like a lot of control out of the game, but I mean, Intimidation in general is just gonna be the better choice. You know, it's a 5-second stun. You can use it on the kill target, you can use it on the healer. It's just pretty good overall. Then over here we have Scattershot and Binding. Now, some fun things about Scattershot is that it doesn't break on certain damage. So this works with every incap, where Explosive Shot, Death Chakrams, and the application of Wildfire Bomb, they won't break Scattershot. So there are gonna be like some funny combos that I can show later of some like damage things that you can do technically with Scatter. But for the most part, usually this is gonna be used on the third target in the arena. So usually if you're against something like I don't know, maybe you're against a Warlock, Demon Hunter in 3s or whatever. You can now press Scattershot on the Demon Hunter into either a Steel Trap route, if that's a talent that you're playing, or into a Tar Trap route, you know? So you get kind of like 8 seconds of CC for free. Kind of easy like that. Very cool. Binding is more gonna be if you are playing with someone on your team that either they don't have a stun or they already have a magic TR. So something like a mage would be like a perfect example. Maybe also like an affliction warlock, since scatter now removes dots and stuff, so it can be kind of awkward. Also, you generally don't want to scatter trap the healer because it's 2 globals for 8 seconds of CC when you can just harpoon trap, and that's, you know, like way better in most cases. Unless in like weird cases where maybe you want to like I don't know, scatter trap to save harpoon, and the harpoon will win you the game on the kill target. I don't know, but I feel like usually it's just never really that amazing to use scatter on the healer. So binding is just gonna be in matchups where, you know, you need a stun. Or in 2s. In 2s, binding is actually really, really good, because if you think about it in 2s, you don't really want to scatter the healer because of the reasons that I just said. But you also don't want to scatter the main target, because maybe you're going to remove your Wildfire or your Serpent Sting, or, you know, maybe they have like a Marksman debuff, or maybe they have I don't know, something else like the bleed from Killshot. I don't know, they can have like any dot, Shadow Word Pain even. So you don't necessarily want to remove those. So I guess you could just play Binding Shot and then save Intim for the healer. And then binding the kill target. Very cool. But for now, as a default, I would recommend Scatter Shot. But just know that like kind of all of these are playable. Hell yeah. Now we have Rejuve Wind. I don't really think it's that good. It's mainly gonna be a talent you can play in shuffles where you don't have to go Born to be Wild and Sentinel Owl, so just keep that in mind. And then over here we have Camo, which is good. Cam, which is pretty much always good. You also take it because it gives you points into Master Marksman, because it makes it so you don't have to go pathfinding. Because let's say if you play this build and you go into pathfinding to unlock further down the tree, you see now how we can't take Sentinel and it's kind of awkward. So usually I wouldn't recommend pathfinding because it's 2 points, whereas Sentinel is just 1 point, and then you can use Binding Shackles. Now this talent is kind of shit. Like, I only really take it because I think it's better to take Binding Shackles plus Sentinel than to go down 2 points here and not taking Sentinel, if that makes any sense. So you just take this just for the ability to go down further in the tree. Because Hunter's Avoidance is just kind of bad. Like it's kind of bad. But talking a bit more how Sentinel works. So when you are outside of combat, okay, so just quickly summarize how it works. It's basically the Kyrian arrow, but it's smaller. And also there's no lingering effect, so if they are inside the arrow, then, you know, you can only attack them while they are inside the arrow itself. Mainly as a survival hunter, you're going to use this to harpoon through walls to land a trap. That is like most cases what you're going to be able to do. Now the best thing to do this as well is the fact that like you're harpooning someone that is behind the pillar. So even if they react, they can't preemptively press a spell on their teammate to save them. For example, a Holy Paladin or a Resto Druid, they can't use, you know, Blessing of Sacrifice or Iron Bark or anything like that preemptively because they see your harpoon, because they're behind the pillar. So they can't even press anything anyway. Fun fact, you can't also Shadow Word Death if you're quick, because the trap would land before the priest was able to like see you, if that makes any sense. So that they technically don't have a target to press death on, which can be kind of fun. So I mean, it just has so many use cases. It's so good. It can be a little bit of a hard spell to get used to and really get full effect of, but it is really, really strong. So I would definitely recommend playing it and then like just learning from it, because it's one of those spells where you need to play a lot of games with it to kind of understand like how unbelievably broken it is. It is really, really strong. And then also we have a thing underneath here that makes it so your teammates can also see it through the thing. Now, all I'm saying, you can't do like a full DPS rotation with the owl. That's gonna be like a bit impossible. So this is mainly gonna be for things like if you're playing with a feral druid or maybe you're playing with a rogue, they can now step someone through the pillar or leap to someone through the pillar. That is mainly what it's gonna get used to. But then again, has kind of a high skill cap. The hunter needs to say like, hey bro, I'm gonna make it so you can harpoon to the healer, or like I'm gonna make it so you can step to the healer through the pillar. Like you kind of have to like communicate with your teammates. So it can be kind of tricky, but I'm personally gonna play this in some matchups. I'm just gonna drop 1 point into this to play it. But I mean, it's so fun. It is really, really fun. So I would for sure recommend this. Gets the seal of approval for me. Maybe not as a default build, but for sure something that is very, very interesting at high ratings of play. And then we just have Beastmaster. Now, if you want to go into Alpha Predator, this would obviously be the path you take, but I'm personally not going to recommend a page like this. I think it's probably better to pick a Serpent Sting build. So I'm just going to show that today, but just so you know, it is also very viable to take kill command. I feel like a lot of these things, because I've tried both, right? What I feel like is that most of it just comes down to preference. Because the damage kind of felt roughly the same. It just depends on which one you think is the most fun. Now, I am having the most fun with Serpent Sting, so that's the build that I decided to go. But just know that if you are taking Alpha Predator, don't play Serpent Sting. It's the biggest bait of all time. Just don't do it. Just take Viper's Venom to apply Serpent Sting. So that is one thing to keep in mind. If you want to play Alpha Predator, I would not recommend taking Serpent Sting, because it's just too many points to going down into Alpha, and too many points to go into Serpent Sting. It would just be way too awkward, because these talents that we have here in the middle are also really, really strong. So I'm going to take 2 points in Keen Insight, because I want to access the other trees. So let's make a page where you are against a melee on the enemy team. Now, in this scenario, I would recommend going into Serrated Shots, which is just more damage, and going Steel Trap. Steel Trap goes hard. It is really good in a lot of matchups where you want to root someone, but then again, you have some matchups where it isn't very useful, so that's why we have Explosive Shot to take instead. The way that I like to view... Okay, I can make it a bit easier. The way that I like to view these talents is that you take Keen Insight and Death Chakrams with Master Marksman and Serpent Sting. This is kind of like always played in this build that I find the most fun, unless you want to go Alpha Predator. So you just kind of always take these things, Serpent Sting with the thing, and then also you take Death Chakrams because it's just 10% more damage, just pretty decent, gives you some focus as well. Just a good spell overall, can't really complain. Stampede is literally useless, so I mean, yeah, XD. And now with these 5 points that you have remaining here, I would recommend either Hydra's Bite or Latent Poison. Now, this is gonna depend on the matchup that you're against. Usually, I'm leaning more towards Hydra's Bite just because it's kind of fun to like AoE Serpent Sting people, and also you get a little bit more damage. But then again, Latent Poison isn't bad. Now, the damage of it is like not amazing. The way that I would say it is like one stack is almost equal. It's like less than 1% of someone's HP. So 10 stacks, that's like 8% of someone's health. So it's like not amazing. I mean, it's okay for 1 point, but... Or you could AoE Serpent Sting and it's really fun. So I would say this is like a default because it's kind of fun. Note that also Hydra's Bite doesn't break... Like, it doesn't spread to targets in CC, so you don't have to worry about that. One thing you do have to worry about, though, is Arctic Bola. Now, this can spread to targets in breakable CC, aka Freezing Trap. So you have to be very, very careful when it comes to this, okay? Like, you have to be very, very careful, because this can just, like, ruin your entire day. But I would still recommend it because you can take Explosive Shot and it does a lot of damage. So here we have the big damage build into Serrated Shots, because it's just more damage. So this is just Mongoose Bite has a chance to do more damage and also break CC. Explosive Shot is also a lot of damage. And then Death Chakrams, same way. This is smart in the way that it won't spread to targets in breakable CC, so keep that in mind. So yeah, this is kind of what I would say is like a good default page. Kind of always works. But then again, if you want to have something into like a melee matchup, just play this. And then you're fine. And then if you're worried about breaking CC, just do something like that. Just like take 1 point out, put it somewhere else. Now, I still would say it's probably worth it. Like, Arctic Bola actually does do a decent amount of damage overall. So it is kind of rare that it breaks CC, but just do know that like it can happen. So just keep that in mind. But I would say either the Steel Trap or the Explosive Shot build would be like a cool default. So for now, I'm just gonna go Explosive Shot as a default spell because I want to show you guys some things you can do with it later. But just keep in mind, this can also be Steel Trap. Shoo-hoo. Quickly, I can show the build if you, for whatever reason, don't like Serpent Sting. You just play this, right? Or play this. There you go. Depending on the matchup. So it is very easy to just swap between these. Yeah, also touching about barrage, you can't even use barrage, it requires a range weapon, so yeah, keep that in mind. Cool. This is also extremely useless. Never ever take this. Go Alpha Predator all the time. So note, that's also a very playable build, just so you guys are aware. That is playable for sure. Now, moving on to the Hunter tree, the survival one. This is baseline bomb. Tip of the spear is also baseline. It's just kill command, increases the damage of your mongoose bite. Just pretty good overall. Here we have 10% pet damage. Not required, so let's skip here. 15. It makes it from 10 to 15. I feel like doesn't really matter too much anyway. Also, I feel like whenever you're pressing kill command, you're very rarely in a scenario where you are relying on getting a kill shot. I mean, relying on getting a reset to be able to press that again. It happens very not frequently. So I would just say that this is like not worth it at all. Harpoon, pretty mandatory, I would say. Bloodseeker here though. Well, it's mandatory because you needed to pick it to go further down in the tree. Same thing with Eagle, you needed to go down further in the tree. And then here, this is mandatory because 10 seconds off your harpoon is like... Imagine having a 30-second CD on your harpoon. You would be so depressed. So just take terms of engagement. But now know, if you harpoon to someone in breakable CC, it's gonna break. So that kind of sucks. But it's the 10-second CD, like you need to have it. Here we have Guerrilla Tactics. It's just 2 more charges, more and more damage. You take it. 3-yard range. Now, for the people that don't know, 3-yard range is absolutely insane. I can show you a bit later how strong it is, but you want to take this for sure. You can skip out on Carve and Butchery because you don't need it. And you take Mongoose Bite. Very cool. This is kind of bad. I feel like usually it doesn't really do anything, so you can skip out on this one. There's just more damage for your bombs. Very cool. Bomb is not going to be as big of a part of your rotation as it used to be, but it is still a quite large amount, so take 2. Flanking, oh boy. Dude, flanking does a lot of fucking damage. It does a lot of damage. I think they buffed flanking just to make it worth it to press, because otherwise, the issue that I could have is that imagine if kill command was always better to press because it made your mongoose bite do more damage. So they had to make it so like flanking just hits harder, so it's a better cooldown to press instead of kill command. I'm assuming that's why they buffed it by so much, but yeah, this is just a really fun button to press. Does a lot of damage, is a charge, super cool. It gives you and your pet 30. So the good thing about giving your pet focus is that when your pet is above 50 focus, your next claw, smack, or bite will do 100% more damage. So that's pretty cool. Here we just have 5% mongoose bite damage. I would recommend taking 2 points here. Just pretty good overall. And then, okay, so again, if you're playing a kill command build, I would recommend taking Viper's Venom. But right now, I feel like it's not really necessary, especially because you're taking Serpent Sting. And then over here, it's like whatever. Here is just 10% more damage again on Mongoose Bite. Very cool, I guess. Now, this actually 20% more damage on your flank and 8% on bomb. Now, 20% on your flanking is a lot. So at the moment you have like 350k HP. I have crit flanking for 100k. You hit very hard with flanking. It can... one also good thing about flanking is that it scales with pet damage. So if you have Beastmaster or Ferocity, you get more damage from your flanking as well. Or if you're like Orc with their racial, you know, it's cool. This is turbo useless, don't fucking take it. Coordinated Assault, this is your big boy. The baddest boy, okay? So, Coordinated Assault doesn't actually increase your damage overall. The reason why it's good to press is because it allows you to use Killshot. And Killshot does a lot of damage. 60k damage. That's a lot of damage. It's just it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, it's a lot. So that's very, very cool. One important thing though about coordinated assault is that you, for the love of God, don't use this in the opener, because you want to be able to use kill shots whenever you can. When this is up, it's like the highest prio of all time. So if you're in a scenario where you press coordinated assault and you have to waste globals on like concussive shot or like stun or freezing trap or maybe like a tar trap or a flare or ment pet, you're doing something wrong. Like you have to use it in a scenario where you haven't used all of those spells already. Like you don't want to reapply Serpent Sting or something, you know? Like do it late into your rotation so you actually want to press kill shot. Because it can be very, very cluttered and hard to know what button to press if you have pressed this like early. So just keep that in mind. I gotta drink some more water. My throat is dying. And then here you just take 2 points because you want to go down further into Spearhead later. But this is just 10% kill command, doesn't really matter. Ranger, mandatory talent, 2 points, you must take this. It's 40% more damage on your Serpent Sting, kill shot, and explosive shot. So this can hit for a very, very large amount. And then in case you're wondering, the arcane shot is if you want to pick up quick shots, which I feel like it's not really necessary. I feel like the percentage is like way too low. Because, okay, let's see the percentage right now. So, to get a kill command reset with this talent, it's 25%. So 0.25, oops it is, 0.25 times, what is this, 30? Times 30. Okay, so it's a 7.5% chance per kill command with this talent to fire an arcane shot that does like 15k damage if you have ranger. Like that is just really bad. I mean, you could go red bomb and like have a 30% chance, but I feel like now you're putting way too many eggs into your kill command basket. It's like, I don't know about that one. Here we have coordinated kill. So this is like the reason why coordinated assault is like really good, right? Your bomb and your kill command cooldowns get halved. So this becomes a like a 6-second CD, and this becomes like a 5-second CD. Now the cool thing about the bomb thing is that this allows you to have 100% uptime on the bomb dot. So this does so like the most, like the best rotation you can do with coordinated kill is that you can do coordinated assault into 1 damage global to get the you see here it says causing your pet's basic attack to empower your next spell cast. Now you always want to use this on kill shot because you get 50% more damage on something that is already doing 60k damage. So it does like a 90k kill shot, but obviously it's like a over time, but still 90k damage. That is very, very big. That's like 33% of someone's HP. Like it's absolutely disgusting. Yes, very good. Meanwhile, the bomb is like the initial damage of 20% more. So the kill shot does like 30k damage. The bomb, 20% of 12k is 2.4k. So do you want 2.4k extra damage or do you want 30k? I feel like you would take the kill shot. So usually you need to give your pet a little bit of time to cast a basic attack. So usually like 1 Mongoose Bite should be enough. Also casting a Mongoose Bite isn't going to be hard because, you know, it's a dash as well, 40 yards. So you will move over to your opponent anyway. So usually it's coordinated assault into Mongoose Bite. And then you can do kill shot, bomb, Mongoose Bite, kill shot, bomb, Mongoose Bite, kill shot, bomb. 3 Mongoose Bites, kill shot, bomb. 3 Mongoose Bites, kill shot, bomb. That is kind of the like rotation that you want to do, if possible. And then of course you can mix in kill command and flanking, whatever, you know, if you're losing focus or something like that. But that is like the dream goal with coordinated assault active. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, you just take 2 points here. It's so good. Then you have explosive expert. Now it's pretty okay. Yeah, that's like about it. It's pretty okay. I feel like there might be better options. So, for example, this. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but you can take it. It's not bad at all. And then we have spearhead. Oi, oi, oi. 50-yard charge. Very cool. Now, I'm not really gonna recommend to use this in melee range because the damage portion of it, while it's not bad, it's not amazing. So it's mainly for the mobility that you're using here. One thing to also keep in mind is that currently it's bugged with Eagle, so you can't spearhead and then Eagle Mongoose Bite because the Mongoose Bites, they won't apply the bleed, so that is very sad. Keep that in mind. But for the most part, it's just going to be used as a long gap closer. But again, I wouldn't necessarily recommend using it with coordinated assault because it's a bit too awkward. Like I feel like you're using too many charges, and also with this you want to press Mongoose Bite only, but with your coordinated assault you kind of only want to prio killshot and bomb a little bit. So it becomes rough to use them at the same time. So I would kind of always like stay away from that. Just try to separate them, and you should be fine. But yeah. So now with these 2 points remaining, there are 2 builds that I would recommend. Either you go into Ferocity with Energetic Ally. Now, this is actually the build that I play for the most part. This is like the most default build that I would recommend for 3s and 2s. Where this is just kind of good overall. And then I guess like you can swap between binding and whatever. However, if you are into like a melee matchup, I would recommend for sure to remove Energetic Ally and going into Birds of Prey. So, one thing to keep in mind, this can break CC, so just be careful. But other than that, you do so much damage. Cleave. It is insane. It is actually ridiculous how much damage this can do. Now, I don't have the game recorded. It was somewhere on my stream, but I was against Demon Hunter, Feral. And I did a kill shot for 100k crit on both of them, while also having this buff active, which meant that they actually did 150k because they bleed, right? So you can imagine the enemy healer had to heal 300k damage from one kill shot. That's like your entire health bar. Do you see how much health you have? In just one global, 300k. Completely ridiculous. This is insanely good in especially shuffle, because if you can get pressure early on, you'll far so far ahead. It's crazy. It's really fun to play as well because you see the big numbers and it's like, oh my god, I crit someone for like 1 billion. Shoo-hoo. So very cool, very good. I would definitely recommend it if there are any double melee matchups. I don't know. Double Demon Hunter, really good. I don't know, like some DK piss where you can like randomly kill their pets as well, because killshot just does so much damage. So yeah, this is for sure a talent that is pretty good. But if you're against a matchup where you can't really get any value out of this, then like Energetic Ally is your friend. I wouldn't recommend Bombardier. I feel like it's too awkward. Bombardier is also, it's only really good if you want to play the Wildfire Infusion build, which is playable, but I feel like it's a little bit too all in. If you want to play that, it looks like this, where you take points out of here. You take this, take 1 point out here, go into Bombardier. So this gives you all of your bombs at the end and the beginning. So what you can do is bomb twice with Wildfire Infusion, press Coordinated Assault, you bomb twice again, and then throughout this entire endeavor, you know, you have a 6-second CD on your bomb. Then, when Coordinated Assault fades, you get 2 more bombs, so you can double bomb again. And with this build, I would also recommend that you tick up Steel Trap, because you no longer need Serpent Sting anymore, because you have, you know, Serpent Sting. I mean, you have, yeah, Serpent Sting from Green Bomb, which is the volatile bomb, and also Barber's Venom. So this would be the build that I would recommend. This is very YOLO, extremely YOLO, but for shuffles is actually really, really fun. So you just keep that in mind. But obviously you would remove this because it is not very good in shuffle to go. So you would probably play something like maybe something like this in a shuffle environment. Yeah, I would recommend this for shuffle if you want to play the bomb build. Now, like after coordinated assault is over, your damage kind of falls apart. So keep that in mind. But it is very, very fun. It's a really, really fun build you can try out. But as a default, I wouldn't recommend it. So this would be the build that I would recommend as a default. And you take. There we go. So you see what I did here with the talents. Now in shuffle, I wouldn't recommend going Sentinel. It's just way too awkward. You can't necessarily use it. The biggest reason why you can't use it is because the way that Owl works is very, very sketchy. So I will show you here. Actually, I can take 1 point to just show you how Interlope works too, for fun. I don't have to remake my entire tree. Oh no. Also, in case you're wondering, I'm shift clicking. That's how you can... If you shift click it, you get everything back. So, how Sentinel stacks up, when you're out of combat, it stacks up once every 10 seconds. So that's how you can... But like in the shuffle, right? The first game is a 60-second wait time. But then every other round, they're 30 seconds. So you don't actually have enough time to stack up to 5. So you can't even use it other than in the first round of the shuffle, which is very awkward. And the worst thing as well is that if you swap a talent, bruh, it goes back down to 0. Now there's one way around this that is incredibly stupid, but if you... So how it works is that you can only use it when you have 5 seconds of your owl available. And the other way of getting owl, besides being out of combat, like once every 10 seconds, is by spending 150 focus. So that, I mean, in threes that is like way more, or twos that is way easier to do, but in shuffle, like sometimes it can be kind of hard. But yeah, so I'll show you real quick. When you get 5 of them, and then you pick a talent to make it go back down again, it only becomes usable if you have selected a talent if you've reached 5 seconds once. So look here, if I swap this talent to like Trank Darts, now I have 0 seconds on my owl. So now I'll wait 1 second. Boom. Now I have a 1 second owl. And this only works if you can, like, you shouldn't even be able to use it at 1 second because it says right here, the Sentinel Owl can only be summoned when it will last at least 5 seconds. But you obviously saw here it was a 1 second owl, because if you swap talents when you have reached already 5, it's still usable, but then, okay, it's just very awkward. Okay, anyway, let me show you how Interlope works. Basically, you put Interlope on someone, aka me in this scenario, and then now, if I get hit by any magical spell when I'm within 10 yards of my pet, so like so, it will now go on my pet. So if someone stuns me with like Hammer of Justice or whatever, maybe they want to like reapply VT or something, it will go on the pet. Very cool. So Interlope, kind of a cool spell, but then again it's kind of awkward, so you just use it at your own risk essentially. Also can be used on your teammates, which is kind of cool. Talking about other talents though, I feel like Hunting Pack, I didn't really see like a single game where this was good. It's just a bit awkward. I feel like now when you no longer have Craven, it's not as good as it used to be, because before you could just like feign death and Cheetah and run very fast. Now you need to always have either Disengage or Freedom, I guess. But also, I feel like every PvP talent has become like more important now, since we have more Trank Darts uses with Invoker. So what else do we have? We have Mending Bandage. Mending Bandage, you know, it's just pretty good overall. Mainly used into stuff like Asa Rogues, Feral Druid. Yeah, pretty mandatory into those classes. Other than that, you don't, maybe in some twos, like a double DPS maybe, but it's mainly gonna be played for like a counter into, yeah, the Feral class and the Asa Rogue. Stick Guitar fucking sucks, never play it. Tracker's Net is, I feel like it's a bit redundant. Mainly because you have the route from Entrapment, so it's not really as useful anymore. But it's still like an okayable pick. The issue is that, you know, it breaks on damage, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. Diamond is pretty good into, you know, like Warlocks, Demon Hunters, stuff like that. And then also into twos, you can play it if you wanna trap someone. But I feel like now it's worse if you wanna trap the kill target, because usually if you are playing that defensive playstyle, you would use Scatter Shot anyway. So I don't know. I think it's mainly just for healers and stuff, but yeah, I don't know, not too sure. Tactics overall, pretty good. It's better now that Craven is gone, so this is gonna be the only way that we can remove magical effects. One thing to keep in mind though is that you will get a negative effect from things like Vampiric Touch, Flame Shock from Elemental Shamans with the knock-up effect, and the silence and damage component of, what is it called? The UA, Stable Affliction. But, you know, it's just good. I would recommend it in most cases. The shield is also pretty decent. We also have 30-second CD on our Feign Death by default, which is kind of sad. I wish we had like 25 or maybe 20, but it is what it is. Chimerial again, just like a really good default. Can't go wrong with it. Silences the healer. You can use it on the off target as well. I mean, it has so many use cases, even on the kill target sometimes, if it's a caster sometimes. Just good. Just like, I would just recommend it. Dragon Skill Armor is mainly going to be picked into matches where you don't need Ross, so any class that won't necessarily heal, I mean crit. So let's say you're against, I don't know, Affliction Warlock SP or something. You know, you could just take Dragon Skill Armor because they're not going to crit you anyway, so just take this, you should be fine. Trank Darts, really good into Resto Druid and Invokers. So Invokers, a lot of their healing comes down to applying their hot. And if the hot crits, it like extends itself. So if you can just remove that straight up by either purging them or kicking whoever has the dot, I mean the hot on him, then that's just really cool. Alternatively, you can also pick it into stuff like Arcane Mages, because you can remove Temporal, and also Alter Time. If Alter Time has a lower duration than 4 seconds, because then you just remove it straight up, so it's like a guaranteed purge in that case. Other than with that, we have Wild Kingdom, mainly going to be playing the matchups where your pet is going to die a lot, and getting your pet back is going to be kind of hard, so yeah, keep that in mind. Wild Kingdom is pretty good, just take it whenever your pet is dying. Yeah, Interloop again, really good spell. Can be kind of awkward to use though sometimes, but I feel like I need to play around with it a bit more, but it's definitely like a really good spell, so I would recommend it, yeah. But as a default page, I would just recommend this. You can't really go wrong with anything here, like maybe swap between Latent Poison and Hydrospite, or if you are into a melee matchup, you can go into Steel Trap, or if you just don't like Serpent Sting, you can also just go with the Alpha Predator page. I feel like it's also really, really good. And also, if you want to do that without going the Bombardier build, I would probably recommend something like this. Where you play this, and then you can take like 1 point out of here, go into one there. Actually, maybe you can take maybe you can play like this. I feel like this wouldn't be super bad. Alternatively, you could also remove, well, maybe it's, could I even remove 1 point into coordinated kill instead, and then maybe play something like this? I mean, this wouldn't be super bad. Or maybe playing like this. This wouldn't also be super terrible. So this would be the build that I would recommend, kind of, if you want to go into the Alpha Predator thing. But yeah, cool. I think that's kind of it when it comes to talents. Don't think I have anything else. So right now I can just show you some some little interactions, some funny things you can do. Wait, one sec. Play these silence. Okay, cool. So the first thing that I want to show is how you would actually do damage, because the biggest mistake that I can imagine, and this is something that I did a lot when I started playing this new version of Survival, is I didn't really know what spells I should prio. But just so you know, prio bomb before everything else. Since we no longer have Wildfire Infusion, it's going to become really, really awkward if you are having 2 charges of bomb, and then it takes such a long time to get rid of them. So in 99% of the time, I would recommend bomb as your first global, pretty much always. So your opener can look something like this. Let's say you are on duty to CC the healer as well. So I would recommend you doing something like this, where maybe you do like a bomb into a Serpent Sting, into a Death Chakrams, into a stun, apply explosive shot, into bomb, into trap. Now that you've done all of this, you see how all of your cooldowns have been used. You don't have to apply Serpent Sting. Now would be a great time to press Coordinated Assault, do 1 global, press the kill shot here, and then press the bomb, then Mongoose Bite, kill shot, bomb, Mongoose Bite, Mongoose Bite, kill shot, bomb, Mongoose Bite, Mongoose Bite, kill shot. Probably just press one other button here, into bomb again, and there you go. That's kind of the burst rotation. It's just kill shot, bomb, Mongoose Bite, kill shot, bomb. Pretty good. The good thing about this as well is that you get enough time during your Mongoose Bite to always get a Pet Claw proc to make it so your kill shot does more damage next time. So very, very cool. And then, you know, next go, if you go for CC, you know, you can maybe do like a Harpoon Trap into something like a, you know, Spearhead. So you get more damage out of your Mongoose Bites on this go. Yeah, other than that, I feel like the damage is a little bit self-explanatory. One thing as well that I wanna preface by saying is that if you are in melee range, I would overvalue Mongoose Bite over anything else. Because your range globals, you could just press those later. Right? So in a scenario like this, where you don't want to use Harpoon to really go in, you can maybe start with like a bomb into a Serpent Sting, and then now you can go in. And instead of refreshing the bomb in melee range, like just spam Mongoose Bite until you lose focus, because now you can play out and cast your globals like this, and then like go back in again, you know? Like you kind of wanna take advantage in any scenario where you can have melee uptime, because you can't always guarantee that you actually have melee uptime, because sometimes you need to kite, sometimes the enemies are going to be kiting you, sometimes you might need to use other globals, you know, like Trank Shot or something like that. You can maybe just use them at range, so you can just like preemptively kite backwards to use all of your range globals so they can't like retaliate or something like that. So the actual rotation, like I would never recommend pressing Serpent Sting when you are in melee range, because it takes a lot of damage for this Serpent Sting to add up to the same damage as the Mongoose Bite. Like I think when I counted it, it took 9 seconds for Serpent Sting to do the same damage as a Mongoose Bite. Like it's just not worth it. It takes such a long time. Just press Mongoose Bite if you're melee range. If you're not, then you can press Serpent Sting. It's as easy as that. And then also, oh yeah, pets. True. I can talk about the pets real quick. So that was just like a little breakdown about like how you do damage. A lot of it's just a Mongoose Bite and stuff like that, and then, you know, making sure that you don't have 2 charges of bomb, trying to reapply Serpent Sting, and then making sure that you press things like Explosive Shot before you trap, so it doesn't break your trap. Cool. And then just press Flanking Strikes whenever you need the range or the damage portion from it. But yeah, I feel like other than that, it's just pretty self-explanatory. I feel like once you're deep into the rotation, it becomes very easy to do it. The hardest part is just knowing how to do your opener. So yeah. But the pets are the same as before. You know, you want to have a can show you on no notepad actually. Here we go. Oopsie days. Let's make a new one. This is not. Can I just make a notepad? Not. Come on. Thank you. So, you would want to have a undead pet, and then you would want to have a regular beast with MS. So that's a raptor, hyena, or rodent. Also, this has to be undead, lol. Raptor. Number 3, what I would recommend having is, so this would be, I can just open up the website. This is so scuffed. I love making videos. So much fun. Here we go. Mortal wounds. Thank you. So this could be either one of these pets. So I'll just say like a carrion bird. So this is a MS with bloodlust. And then number 4 would be the Mortal Wounds pet with the tank ability. So this would be either like a dire horn or whatever, right? So these are kind of the only 4 pets that you need. So let me just tell me like when you would use them. So a undead pet raptor, you would kind of use this in most cases. It isn't as good as it used to be because, you know, druids, they don't necessarily have hibernate anymore. Hunters will very rarely take Scare Beast, so it's mainly used into something like mages where they can't polymorph your pet, or a rogue where they can't sap your pet. So it's still really good, but not as good as it used to be. So if you don't, and also if you're against a priest and a ret pala, don't play the undead pet. For the love of God, just don't do it. So in those cases, you would just want to play with like a regular hyena, raptor, or rodent for the freedom effect. And then the third pet would be if you want to have Bloodlust and Leech. So this won't necessarily be played in Arena, but it's just good to have in like World PvP, like BGs, like anywhere where you can use a Bloodlust effect, and also have the MS healing reduction, so pretty good. And the fourth pet is actually something that you want to use in the Arena. Now this is going to be like your tank pet. So what they have done to the tank pet ability, oops, this is the wrong pet, is that since this was the old tank pet ability, they have now given us a new one. Fortitude of the Bear. It is really strong. So first off, it gives you 20% max HP, and then it heals you for 20% of your max HP. So let's see if I take some damage, I can show you. Whoa. Okay, look here. So, bro, what? It healed me for how much? 80k, and it also gave me like 80k health. So this goes kind of hard. You can also use it while you're in CC, so keep that in mind. You basically can't die into sub-rogue ever, because if you're stunned and you need like 160k health right meow, you just press it and you're completely fine. Like it's so good. So these would kind of be the 2 pets that I would swap around between the most, like either a Cunning with Master's Call if you need a freedom, or play the tank pet. Yeah. Cool. Then talking about the gear real quick. So the prior would just be haste verse. And if you can't get more haste, I would say it's kind of like a 50-50 between crit and mastery. Now, I would say that Mastery actually got a little bit better because you have more spells that cost focus, such as Explosive Shot. And also a larger point of your damage will come from Mongoose Bite, instead of 3 things like Bomb. Oh yeah, also Kill Shot cost focus too, so you just have like a larger portion of your rotation will cost focus, so therefore Mastery just becomes better. Hehe, XD. Yeah, and then other than that, you want to have the Crafted Boots. Gives you 5% Versa. It's pretty good overall, can't complain about it. And then quickly just talk about races. You can basically play like any racial that you want, but I would say if you are on Alliance side, let's go back to my notepad here so I can just type it. If you want to play Alliance, I would recommend either Human, Night Elf, Dark Iron Dwarf, or Gnome. And if you want to play Horde, It's like Orc. It's like pretty much like I feel like all the Horde races are so bad, and Orc isn't even bad. Like what do you get? You get 5% more stun reduction, 5% more pet damage, and you also get like a scuffed on-use trinket. I mean that's pretty good. Like you can't complain about that. Like what else do you go? Troll maybe, or I mean you can, but I mean I feel like just Orc. Because here we have like 10 more focus, and also like a root break. This removes a lot of stuff and also gives you a lot of main stat, so that's pretty cool. Night Elf gives you meld, and then Human gives you the ability to play double DPS trinkets in some cases if you need it. But then again, like even if you are a human, it wouldn't be bad to play Medallion, so it depends on the matchups, guys. Okay, it depends, right? So that's kind of what I'm saying when it comes to races. And I don't think I've missed anything. But then again, if there's like anything that I've missed, or anything that you want to see, oh yeah, okay, wait. First, I can quickly show this actually, that it doesn't break. Neither Death Chakrams or Explosive Shot will break Scatter, so keep that in mind. It was actually Master Marksman that broke it. Very sad. But that's kind of rare to happen, but just keep that in mind. That can be kind of fun sometimes, so just going through here if there's anything that I missed about like any interaction or anything like that. This is terrible, don't play this. Oh yeah, Deadly Duo. Oh man, I feel like a lot of people are gonna miss this because it's so late into the video. But I wouldn't say that Deadly Duo is worth it. It's just not that great. It's I mean it's not. I wouldn't recommend it. But then again, you can play it if you really want to. If you want to, just play this, and then ta-da, there you go. Alternatively, maybe even do this. But it's just like I don't know. I feel like it's not very good. The issue is the fact that you're increasing kill command damage, and kill command doesn't do any damage. So like, why? I don't care. It's not that great. I don't. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Okay, that's the guide. I think I've pretty much gone over everything here. I guess I can show the macros that I don't know if you guys noticed, but whenever I'm swapping talents, you see how my things are swapping, and it's very cool. I can even do something like this, where like I can even remove this, maybe do this, and now everything here should change. Like this should change, this should change. Oh my god, ta-da! So I can link the macros in the description down below, but basically it's just a new command called known. Very cool. And you type in the spell ID and then the name of the spell, and then you make a little thingy thing here, and then you type known, spell ID, and then yeah. So that's how it works. So I will link all of these down below in the description if you want to have them. I think they're kind of sick. I'm a very big fan. Super cool. But yeah, I think that's it. Don't think I've... Yep, that's kind of it. Alright, cool. I'll finish off the video by just showing off a game where I think I played pretty well. So yeah, have fun watching the video. Okay, bye. On the arcade mage here. Yeah, we can. Nice. Let's go on the arcane mage. I have a tranky darts. What is this, a demon warlock? It's a demon warlock. Then I don't need this. I was thinking like if it's an athlete, like you need binding, but here I don't need binding. I also need yo. Here, actually, maybe it's better to go Chimerial here. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, cool. Oh my god, it's Goalkeeper. Holy. Hey man. Can I get a bomb? Come on, man. One bomb. Thank you. Oh my god, I love... Oh, I can purge everything now. I can be like top tier annoying. Let's go. He can cast actually while moving, like in the thing? Really? That us? Or what the fuck? Time dilation. Oi. Maybe reverse? Scatter so he can't reverse, and then I guess, I don't know, let's do this, I guess. Exile at the... Oi, oi, oi. So I can still stun the healer pretty soon, which is like kinda cool. I'll do stack up some goose bites, I guess. I can stun him like pretty soon. My man went stealth. I can like stun him now though. Where's my fucking pet? Can you stun the healer? Thank you. That was way harder than what it needed to be. Harpoon to him so he can't reverse. JK, I got stunned. I guess I can scatter him here. I feel like I should be fine. It's okay, this is the rest of the route, my bad. I kited into the wrong person, my bad. I can pop Eagle here, and I can root DH after I land this route that's in front of me, but that's cool. Damage done. Sheesh. Wait, why is my... Hello? This has to be bugged. I refuse to believe... No, this is bugged, right? Yeah. I think it's both of these two together. Maybe? All my add-ons... Discard settings of... Yeah, well, it doesn't... the add-on itself, it doesn't contain the settings. That's the saved variables, and I'm pretty sure I have updated my saved variables, yeah. Pretty sure I have. Okay, no, okay, Steel Trap here is kind of bad. Dude, again, I can't talk to Twitch chat. And there's so many talents I need to fix. Fuck, dude. Whatever, I guess I'm just like... Dude, I really don't want to go Warlock, man. Okay, thank God. If this breaks, I'm gonna fucking scream. Thank you. I was like, why are we ever going? Okay. I didn't get alter time. A little bit unfortunate. Wait, did I? No, I didn't get alter time. Okay, well. Alright, the hunt and shit. Dude, we have like a lot of damage. Right, meow. Little bit of a thing. Little bit of a purge. Kick the goose. Do the thing here. I guess I can like root all the pets and shit. Got a little bit of a fear here. Don't really care about this too much. Okay, I guess I do all of this shit. The Steel Trap is like really sad actually. Ranged slow into a stun. This stun is... Oh, he feared. No, this was really bad by me. I keep forgetting that they actually have a thing now, so... So BM should be fine. Exile as well. I don't know. Am I okay? I feel like I'm taking a lot of damage. Like I really should chill. Stop the clone here. It's not cloning. Well. Pet finish the fucking thing, or remove the pet over there, or... Okay, let's go for this. And then I root all the pets, and then I go behind the pillar. And then I go for a harpoon, twap, and then I stand here, all the pets can't hit me. I guess I can maybe go in now. Summoning a Vile Fiend, uh-oh. My healer is like, chilling. He'd be chilling a little bit. Sleepwalking here, he kind of missed it a bit unfortunate. I'm dying to... dying to something. Okay. You see what I mean when like like at a certain point it's just you know, like I can't play here. Like I'll just die. Oh my god, he maybe dies. Is it his ice block? No way. Maybe I get like a clean re-stealth. Dart trap. Oh no. Oh my god, we actually won that. Holy shit. Dude, I thought that was like completely doomed, but seems like it's all fine. In advance, how do you disable arena frames? I don't... Oh yeah, at the moment it's bugged. That's like the beginning of every sentence I ever say, but you go into Svar, you type in arena, make sure this is set to 0. Right now it's like I have a separate add-on that does this, but set this to 0 and it should work. Well, it doesn't right now, but it should. I needed to go. Do I have... Fuck, I have scatter. It's fine. Set it to 0 doesn't... Yeah, it's bugged right now. But that's like how you do it. That just doesn't really work right meow. Right now there's like an add-on called I don't know what that. I can check actually. I'm not too sure on the tip of the top of my head. Maybe going Resto Druid wouldn't even be that bad of a idea. Maybe not as like a main target, but like definitely something that you can go on. He flourished here. I guess I'll trap when flourish is over. It's kind of what I was thinking. So I get a full root on this guy. This on this guy. He's probably gonna port. So I'll play like over here so I can go on his port, I guess. I root all the pets just to make him sad. Doing this garbage. I know they wanna do damage. I mean, whatever. It's like just I'm doing damage over here. I can kind of scatter the warlock just like for fun, so we don't like die really. Maybe go back on the warlock now, kinda, because he pressed blur, you know. So, I guess I can make him maybe go for like a stun trap, like right here. Should be doable. Maybe one more global Feign Death Coil, JK. This was the most sad thing I have ever seen in my entire life. I gotta like do this into like a steel trap. Yo, the healer can actually take it, right meow. Like he definitely he can take it, like right meow, actually. Or maybe not, I don't know. Maybe I just go DH. He pressed wall here. Like I feel like the best thing that I can do right now is just to like minimize the amount of damage that I can take. I feel like that feels like the best thing to do, usually. In these types of scenarios. Well, this guy's not allowed to play. That was like the saddest kick I've ever done in my entire life. Oh no. Dude, I gotta like stun this DH. No. Let me stun you, buddy. Hey, I'm fucking feared, man. Yo. Dude, can you imagine if I just stunned the DH? How, like, everything would have just been so much different? Kick the fear? I'm fucking awful in the game. No. This is a crazysleep.com. Into a little trinket. Please die. Come on. Come on, then. Come on. Yes! Oh, yes, we get the yes! How many fingers? 5. Okay. I am playing with a Demon Hunter. Scatter Shot, good. They have an Invoker. Trank Darts, good. You know what? I'm playing Birds of Prey. I have had enough. Steel Trap, not good. There we go. Anyways, so the add-on is called Fatal Arena Frames. Hides enemy frames. Fatal Arena Frames. There you go. That is add-on. Hopefully the mage can go die here. Not like, you know, I'm not like, you know, hypothetically speaking, like in the arena, you know. I like Kalu. Sleepwalking. No. I gotta stop taking unnecessary damage because I'm just like, it's just ridiculous here. Okay, I rooted literally every single pet, so it should be fine. Alright. A little bit of a Stunnerino here, a little bit of a Harpoon. Purge. Don't worry, buddy, I have more offensive spells. I mean, not offensive, but like mobilities. But you can never get away from me, okay? Don't even try. This incap is really sad. Maybe it's good. Nah, it's really sad. Nah, maybe not that bad. It actually could have been worse. It doesn't really fuck up the DR like that much. So, okay, fullfear.com into a trinket, into a harpoon trap as the DR fades, as I get coiled. Into I BM, and then I do this, and then I press this button on my keyboard, into this button on my keyboard, into what is happening to my health bar. Am I fine? I don't know, I got a clean re, maybe. I seem to be okay. Root all the boys. Silence the guy. I can maybe stun the healer pretty soon. In like 3, dispel the temporal into like a stun. Into a thing, into turtle DB or coil or pet stun, and then I get trap. And then I get the alter time, which I didn't, but that would have been really cool if I did. Apply all my things to him. Die, fiend. Take the fear. Oh my god, get over here. Come on, man. Please. Oh, scatter the fear. Kill shot. Oh, I think I played pretty well that game. Is BM triggered basically always a plane shuffle? Right now, yes. If you don't play it, you're fucking stupid. Why are you killing Obelisk? Because it basically gives the Warlock Bloodlust. How was the Fatal Arena? It disables the default arena frames. That's it's called health bar color. Oh, menu. Wait, you mean this? This is default. Like this is just, you just go into the settings. Do I have root? Oh no, no. Oh my god. Oh, thank the Lord himself. Do we scatter 1 to 3? Yeah, I do. That's a scatter 1 to 3 right there. Hello. Pay the sheep. Oh my god, get fucking owned. Stun. This. He is so far, but he is like so far. Look at this. Look at this dude. He's so far. He's so far away, this guy. What the fuck? Oh, well. Now on the bottom, the talents and stuff. Oh, the talents? You mean make this dark and shit? This is a frame color. The 6-0. Oh my god, the dream. It could be coming true right now, actually. Just came 2 minutes ago. Insta follow. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Can I get a binding shot? Okay, do I need tactics here? No, I don't. I mean, okay, Sealer Break is also good because it's like a demon hunter. Nice, cool. Okay, more like maybe get a bomb, maybe like a thing. He feared my pet, which is like very I don't know, bro. I guess I can stun this guy then in that case, because like I can't necessarily get value on my stun anyway, because like I don't want to wait literally 100 years for this fucking buff to be over, so. My pet is dead. No. My pet like be alive for like once in his life. Thank you. Gotta, yeah. Dude, come on! True meant pet. Really gonna do me like that? Okay, well, at least now I can see the healer, so that's kind of something. Can you... Why did, like... Okay, this is... I'm completely fine, don't worry about it. Wing clip, my man. He's gonna reverse? Yeah. Can I just get blur? Thank you, now I can go back on this guy. Dude, I was like, I really wanted to get blur so bad, but yeah, I guess I just BM here. Root all the boys. Kill the obelisker. Ross me on the hunt, maybe? I can't believe the obelisk is still alive. That's like crazy. Exile for the pet. I could be in trouble here. But nah, I'm fine. Okay, I'm definitely not fine. Maybe I can get like a full root on this guy. Then so we don't fall behind. I can pet on the tyrant. Oh my fucking god, get away from me. Stun this guy here. Root this guy. This button. This. I can re-pet taunt the tyrant if I can click him for the love of god, which is like insanely impossible. Guess we just go for a silence on this guy. And we just get out. We kite the vile fiend. Very important. This guy wants me badly, bro. Okay, well. Hehe. XD. Haha. Wait, where's my trap? Oh, I trapped into the thing. Oh, wait, I'm really stupid. No, I also break. Okay, I'm sorry. I just broke his sheep because I'm a hunter player. Actually, just hunter player syndrome right there. Okay, we got blur. After the blur, we can actually kill him. Oh, get away from me. Okay, he can actually die. If I can stun him, I can harpoon trap, and then we should be able to win, I think. root this guy because I'm killing the DH. Stunning him. Go for the trap. Do this because he's gonna go for reverse. So then he gets like stunned when he goes for the reverse later, or maybe, I don't know. It didn't really work out, but it looked kind of cool in my head. But oh my god, the healer got stunned. I think he walked out of the thing. Kill him, please. Yes, dude, that was kind of cool actually. Because as he like dashed in to like save the DH, he got like, you know. But like the plan obviously was to be like, you know, he is going to.
That's kind of the video. Okay, well, cool. Hope you guys enjoy the super amazing content as always. Okay, ciao. If you have any more questions or anything, if I've missed something or whatever, you can feel free to ask them in the comments down below. Yeah, I'm not gonna go over things like enchants, tier set. Like I don't know really, so I'm not gonna be talking about things that I don't know. So in this video, I want to talk about things that I did know. So tier sets, I don't know. Maybe 2 set is like okay. Enchants, I don't know what enchants are the best. Probably haste and like the movement speed ones. Yeah. Okay. Catch you guys later. Hope you enjoyed the video. Okay, bye-bye. This is not my final guide. I'll make a guide when the game comes out for real. I'll have other like in-game examples and stuff, and I'll like go a little bit more. This is just like a pace video I made with like 0 effort. Cause yeah, okay, I take care. Love you. Bye.